Say, man, hey, man, here we go again. Here we go again. This is boxing for us. So, Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford is off. It ain't happening. It ain't going down. Canelo Alvarez, Jake Paul is on and popping, it looks like, according to Eddie Hearn. And David Benavidez's name is lied on by the media once again to protect Canelo Alvarez. We're going to chop it up about all that in this video. But before we do, make sure you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's cook on all this. So, first thing first, we all know the news by now. Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford is off. Now, right off the rip, you got all of the Canelo Alvarez meat mushers coming out saying, making lies up, saying that Terence Crawford is the reason why the fight is off. Bud Crawford pulled out. Bud Crawford priced himself out, which was all a lie. It was all a lie. They already had the amounts that they were set to make. You know, Bud was going to make guaranteed over 50 million. Canelo Alvarez was going to make guaranteed over 75 million. Plus, most of the back end on the pay-per-views, right? And the venue. But Canelo Alvarez, he pulled out. Now, there's a reason why he pulled out, but we'll get to that a little later in this video. Make sure y'all hit my like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subbed to the channel. Now, moving along, right? So now that we got that out the way, and all of the lies about Terence Crawford, which is all cap, but you got to expect this coming from Canelo Alvarez meat mushers. You know, they're going to protect him any way they can. We find out from Eddie Hearn today, he says that Canelo Alvarez, Jake Paul is on and popping for May. He says as far as he knows, that fight is finalized. Now, we don't know if this is 100% because when I listened to Eddie Hearn, he sounded like he knew what he was talking about, but he also sounded like he was speculating on rumors. Matter of fact, if we could get that audio, let me get that audio up for y'all. So I'm just going to play this audio for y'all with Eddie Hearn. And don't forget, we're going to get to the David Benavidez, how the media continues to lie on David Benavidez's name. We're going to get to that, but listen to this audio of Eddie Hearn.
Paul, but I think more on the side of where does Terence Crawford go from here?
I don't know. You know, I woke up to it this morning. Shocked me a little bit, but you know, I don't know if it's in relation to the Jake Paul fight. I mean, you know, look, the Jake Paul fight makes perfect sense for Canelo Alvarez, but it also changes kind of like the trajectory a little bit of the Crawford fight. Like, Canelo Crawford is one of the great boxing fights, right, that can be made in the modern day. And when you go and fight Jake Paul, it kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe someone's reacted to that news. I don't know. Or maybe it just fell through.
Yeah.
But it sounds to me that the move to fight Jake Paul has just maybe derailed the other fight. But I don't blame Canelo Alvarez because financially, the bigger fight is Canelo-Jake Paul. Because in that fight, you've got two big stars. You know, in the other fight, you've got two great fighters and one big star. And Terence Crawford, who should be a big star, but the reality is he's just an unbelievable fighter. So, listen, everything can change overnight, as you saw.
Yeah,
so, don't rule out Canelo Crawford. But as I'm hearing, Canelo-Jake Paul is done. And I get it. Hey, I'll watch it.
So, smash the like button. Smash on the like button. You know, subscribe to the channel. So you hear Eddie Hearn, he's saying he's hearing that it's done, right? And like that, he knows this is a fact. But like I said, I believe that Canelo will fight Jake Paul, right? Because of the money. And you heard Eddie Hearn tell you exactly why Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez ain't happening no more. But the reason why is because now he got this Jake Paul fight. He gonna make 3 times more fighting Jake Paul than he was gonna make fighting Terence Crawford. Yeah, he was probably gonna make 100 million fighting Terence Crawford, but he probably gonna make over 200 million fighting Jake Paul, right? Now, it's sad it's sad for somebody like Canelo Alvarez to be in boxing, calling himself the face of boxing, which he probably pretty much is, but calling himself the best fighter in boxing, and he's this and this, and can't nobody beat him. And you're going off facing Jake Paul. You know, all money ain't good money, but the thing, we see that Canelo Alvarez is in boxing right now just to make a bag, right? He was going to make a big bag with Terence Crawford, but much bigger bag, like I said, with Jake Paul. And Canelo is really running out of opponents to where he can make a lot of money without having to take a risk. And Jake Paul is the ultimate opponent to where he don't have to take no risk, and he can make the amount of money that he wants to make, even more than the amount of money that he was asking David Benavidez for. Because remember, he asked them to pay him $200 million to fight David Benavidez. He knew he was going to lose, so it was a cash out fight, right? But he going to make even more than that fighting Jake Paul. So it's a win-win situation for somebody like Canelo Alvarez that don't want to be in no type of danger. He only wants the bag. That's what that is. Now, the lies that's been being told on David Benavidez, putting David Benavidez's name in this whole equation, because the media, right? Most of them pussy. They do anything they can to protect fighters that have a big name because they want to suck them off, making sure that they get an interview, you know, so they pussyfoot around, keeping it real about fighters like Canelo Alvarez. Now they're trying to protect Canelo Alvarez, right, and make an excuse for him fighting Jake Paul by saying, oh, Canelo's going to fight David Benavidez in September. We're already hearing that. Oh, well, you know, it's a good explanation. We know that he probably going to fight David Benavidez in September. How many times has this lie been told? Y'all said that when he picked to fight Jaime Munguia. Oh, well, man, his next fight is going to be David Benavidez. Then y'all said the same thing when he picked Edgar Berlanga. Oh, he picking Edgar Berlanga because he just getting ready for David Benavidez. Watch, he going to fight David Benavidez. It's all media protecting and making an excuse for Canelo Alvarez. Each time he picks a Rudy Poot to fight, they always back it up with he's fighting David Benavidez next. Then you hear all the reports, right? Until he comes back with another Rudy Poot that he gonna fight. You see, Terence Crawford to Canelo Alvarez is some type of a risk. So he looked at that like, yeah, I'm going to make a lot of money, but it's still a risk, right? It's still some type of a risk. Fight Jake Paul, it ain't no risk. Get this dude out of the sport of boxing. Stop lying on David Benavidez's name to protect Canelo Alvarez, to try to justify him fighting Rudy Poot after Rudy Poot. And he done topped it all with this Jake Paul shit. I mean, they're going to have to stage the fight, because if they don't stage this Jake Paul fight, Canelo going to kill Jake Paul, right? And it's like, why would he go in there and try to kill Jake Paul when Jake Paul is giving him his biggest payday of his whole career? So you know it's going to be some stage BS, right? You know Canelo ain't going to go all out on Jake Paul. So this is just a circus, man, and it's a black eye on boxing. It's a black eye on boxing. You know, the only people that will say this is okay are the media, because they're afraid to not get an interview with Canelo no more, right? So they pussyfoot around keeping it a buck with him, and Canelo Alvarez meat mushers. You know, Canelo needs to just come out and say, look, I don't want to take no chances of getting beat, so I'm not going to fight anybody that I look at as having a chance to beat me. And at this point in my career, I'm only caring about the money. Just keep it a buck, and we'll have no choice but to respect it. But why you still calling yourself the best and telling everybody you will beat everybody, we don't respect that, because you got to show it. Anyway, y'all make sure y'all comment. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. Tego talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.